In the heart of New York, where the golden hues of sunset reflected off towering skyscrapers, the streets buzzed with life. People hurried past, lost in their own worlds, unaware that one man was about to stumble upon a secret that would change everything. Michael Carter, a seasoned journalist, had spent years uncovering hidden truths. With sharp eyes and an unyielding sense of justice, he had seen it allure, so he thought. But that evening, a simple letter would challenge everything he believed in. As he walked past an antique shop he frequently visited, something in the display caught his eye. An old, faded letter sat behind the glass, its edges worn with time. It had no date, only a single handwritten sentence on the front. When you find the truth, silence is not an option. A strange sense of curiosity stirred inside him. He stepped into the shop and approached the elderly owner. "Where did this letter come from?" he asked. The old man shrugged. "Someone left it in the donation box. No name, no trace of who it belonged to." Michael carefully unfolded the letter and began to read. The words on the page made his blood run cold. This was no ordinary letter, it was a confession, a desperate plea for justice. If you are reading this, it means someone out there still cares about the truth. The letter revealed shocking details about a powerful figura man who had built his empire by crushing those beneath him. It spoke of fraud, exploitation, and the silencing of those who dared to speak out. "For years I stayed quiet, but the weight of the truth is unbearable. If you are brave enough, let the world know what is hidden in the shadows." Michael's hands tightened around the fragile paper. This wasn't just a story, it was a call for justice. The letter led Michael to Victor Holloway, one of the wealthiest and most respected businessmen in the city. Known for his philanthropy and generosity, Holloway's name was synonymous with power. But the letter painted a different picture of a ruthless man who manipulated the system for his own gain, suppressing workers' rights and silencing those who opposed him. Michael began digging deeper. At first, no one wanted to talk. But then, an elderly man approached him cautiously, his voice barely above a whisper. "You shouldn't have found that letter," he warned. Michael's heart pounded. "Why not?" the man sighed. "Because everyone who has tried to expose him has disappeared." Michael felt the weight of the warning, but he wasn't the kind to back down. The truth had to be told. As Michael uncovered more details, strange things began happening. One morning, his computer files had mysteriously been erased. The next day, one of his car tires had been slashed. Small warnings, subtle but clear. "Stop digging." But he wouldn't stop. He couldn't. Then he found a breakthrough meeting with Sarah Mitchell, a former accountant for Holloway's company. With shaking hands, she placed a thick folder in front of him. "If this gets out, my life is over. But people deserve to know the truth." Inside the folder were documents, evidence of money laundering, hidden transactions, and bribes. The proof Michael needed. Now, there was no turning back. Michael compiled everything into an investigative report. He knew releasing it would come with risks. But the truth had a price, and he was willing to pay it. The night before the publication, an unknown number called him. A calm but menacing voice spoke on the other end. "Mr. Carter, if you publish this, you have no idea what will happen to you." Michael took a deep breath. Then, with absolute certainty, he replied, "No matter the cost, I will not be silenced." And the next morning, his article made headlines. "The Hidden Truth," a scandal that shook the city. The news exploded. The city was in shock. People who once admired Holloway now questioned everything. Within weeks, an official investigation was launched. Justice had begun its course. Days later, a small envelope was left on Michael's desk. Inside was a simple note. "Thank you. As long as people like you exist, hope will never die." Michael never discovered who had written the original letter, but he knew one thing for certain. The truth will always find a way to rise. What would you do if you uncovered a hidden truth that could change everything? If this story moved you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a story that challenges, inspires, and reveals the hidden truths of the world. Because the truth should never be silenced.